Hello there. Welcome. Today is going to be a very different stream from the ones that you're used to, maybe, at least for the people that have been watching regularly for past few months or even a year. Um, if you didn't know, I'm also a game developer. I've been a game developer for, I would say, technically since 2017. But really, I didn't really. That's when I started like game development or game design student. My degree at college. But really, I didn't start fully until the year after. I think that would have been 2018. Yeah, the first part of 2018. And I haven't released a game since I was in college. I do work with a game development company called Ice Fang Games. We have several games that have, released or have been announced. So go check them out on Steam, Ice Fang Games. Right now, I'm working on a game called Exterminate. We announced it. We had a demo for it last year. We're still working on it very hard on like getting it ready. I can't really say a lot about it, but just know that it's been announced. There's a trailer for an older version of the game, but I feel like I need to also work on something else in the meantime. Like I'm like losing the creative juices, if you know what I mean. Oh, let me get rid of all this stuff from yesterday. And so I want to work on my own game, something that is very much within my capabilities. This is going to be a solo dev game, so it has to be small. It can't do anything, too crazy. I'm going to avoid AI if possible, because not like generative AI. You know what I mean. Like AI enemies, stuff like that in the game. Let me show screen here because that's what we're doing here. Actually, I can probably set it to show specific things. Can I get it to show Google Chrome? Huh. That's unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. So, actually, that didn't work. Oh, there it is. The command did work, but you're doing it too often, I think. So yeah, that's what I'm starting today. But I want to do this step by step the right way. Okay, you guys gotta stop doing that. You're gonna freak Nightbot out. Do it step by step in the correct order, so that I actually get this game done. I've tried to do this a couple times before. Like, turn this away, the fan. And I just can't get past a certain point. Like I lose interest, or I don't know, things happen. But now like this time around, I do have like the desire to want to make it. I have a concept for it. I try to keep it just like in my head for now and wait for the stream, but I kept having to push it, and so I went ahead and started working on this, at least enough to like prepare for the stream. So the very first thing you want to do, besides having an idea, a concept of your game, the very basic details, is you want to write it all down. It's very important. At the very least, the first thing you should be doing in the design process is having a dev doc or design doc. You want to have basic details of your game, an overview of some of the core, pillars of the game, the mechanics, and then the assets and stuff like that. So I've actually got started on that. Oh, excuse me. It's a very basic design doc. I also was trying to like figure out, is there a dark mode for this? Because this is an eyesore. There is not, apparently. It does not work with Google Docs. But there is one for Google Chrome, but not Google Docs. So basically, here, let me zoom in a bit here. So this game, I would say, is kind of inspired by two different games. One, Phasmophobia, where, if you don't know what that is, it was kind of like a ghost hunting game. It came out a couple years ago. Very big on Twitch. Co-op, ghost hunting, survival game kind of, where you gotta go in, find clues for the different types of ghosts and demons and spirits and all that. And make it out alive and gather the evidence and all that. It's also partially inspired by Lethal Company, where you're going in, you're extracting items of value, and you're coming out. Those are the two main examples for the inspiration of this game. There are probably many more games that I can probably, tie the inspiration to, but these are the two that I think of the most with this concept. So let me just kind of start by going through this, what I've written. So let me start with the actual overview. That is in the game, or in the world of Vessels. That's the temporary name. I don't know if that's the final name of the game. Vessels. Spiritual energy flows everywhere, but it concentrates heavily in places where great tragedies take place. As a vessel hunter, you risk your sanity to get your hands on these valuable artifacts, or vessels. Only those desperate for the money take on this dangerous role. So you're going into these places that have high concentrations of the spiritual energy, trying to find the objects within the location that contain that energy. The more powerful the energy, the more value it will have. And there will also be a story component to it that'll usually tie to the location. So, it'll kind of help you piece together the events of what happened. Because each location, there's some kind of tragedy that happened. Like, it's going to be spooky, but maybe not scary like Phasmophobia or Lethal Company. I don't want to go for full-blown scary with this, because I want to avoid AI if possible, because coding AI into this game, in this engine, something I've tried many different times, but I can't. It is a level above my intelligence, I guess you could say. It takes a lot to do it, especially in blueprints, and a lot to maintain and then continuously iterate and add on top of what you have. Very different from just doing regular code, because it's not like blueprints. It's very different. And I've seen other people attempt it, and they also lose their minds when doing it. So I'm trying to avoid AI entirely. It's just you going into a scary place, finding objects of interest, finding notes, artifacts, whatever, things that you can use to sell or pay off your debt or whatever. So that's actually one of the key aspects of the story, but I'll go into that later. So this will be in first person. It's horror genre, but I'm not going for specifically scary, like jump scary, not like that. It's going to be story based. Each location, I don't know how many locations there's going to be, but each one will have its own unique story. There's going to be myths and tragedies and stuff like that going on. There will also be a player story happening alongside, but I think that might be something down the line, if I do finish this game and actually release it, say in early access or whatever, I want the bare bones of the game to be done. The vessel hunting, the locations, be able to choose where you're going, the selling of each of the items, and just the basic mechanics for the actual hunts that you're doing. The personal story for the player character, that will come much later, I think, in the development, but it's going to be the driver for why you're doing this job, why you're risking your life for these vessels, these objects of interest. Mainly, it's going to be down here, I guess. Recovering enough vessels and enough collectibles to pay your bills, including spiritual therapy. I'll go into that in a little bit. And also, you're in extreme debt. So that's the reason, that's the motive for why the character you're going to play as is doing this. And then also visuals, that's just going to be determined by the assets. I don't know what assets I'm going to use. I actually have a large list of them, so I should probably pull that list up in a sec. Of all the Unreal Engine assets I have, including realistic and stylized, so that I can like find ones that kind of match, but maybe they're not perfect. It's totally fine. But basically each location will be somewhat unique. So like I want to go for like a weird, like maybe European villa, suburban house, broken down mansion, something like that. Different types of locations within this world, I guess. We'll see how far it extends. Like, say it's a hunter that is capable of going internationally. Maybe the cost of going to an international location also comes into effect. So you have to pay for that trip, but you're also going to be rewarded by better, more valuable artifacts. Okay, so obviously the primary thing you're going to be doing, let me read through the comments first real quick. Are we allowed to give ideas? Yeah, definitely leave some like thoughts, feedback, ideas for mechanics, whatever you want to drop here in the chat. What will the world look like? Yeah, I just talked about that. Well, that'll be determined by the assets. Will there, apart from horrific stuff, be holy beings? I'm gonna try to, I guess, separate like the ideas in this game from like Phasmophobia goes really into detail with the different types of ghosts and demons and spirits and stuff like that. Like it's so very specific to down to the clues that you get in the game. I don't want to go that far. I want to kind of make this a little be a little free here with the idea of this spiritual energy. It's kind of like I imagine just like a fantasy world where there's energy flowing throughout, and you can, you know, learn to use that energy, like say make spells or potions or whatnot. This energy just kind of flows freely in the world. It can be detected, but it concentrates like where these events happen, the tragedies, the murders, the whatever. I don't want to go into like specifics like, oh, it's a demon, oh, it's a, I don't know, a witch or something like that. I just want to I want to be free from that, I guess. So first, you're going to be doing first person the whole time. You're just going to be exploring a location. You're going to be finding items of value. So not only will you be finding vessels of varying degrees of value and maybe rarity or whatever. The rarity system from like various different types of games probably will will probably be added to the game. There will also be other types of items. I'm thinking about like maybe like pictures with writing on the back of them for some context to the location story, newspaper clippings, notes, journals, diaries, whatever. And then I'm also thinking of adding in like maybe a crafting system, so components for the crafting basically. But that, that's probably something I won't add until a little later. Right now I just want to get the very basic exploring, location setup, item spawning, and the selling of items, and that's it. Then I want to do like the player story, the crafting system, equipment, upgrades for the equipment, stuff like that. That's later. I just want to get the basics done first. So the vessels, like I mentioned before, they're spiritual artifacts that help you tell the story, but they have a great value as well. The story will come later, for sure. But for now, I just want to focus on getting the basic exploration done first. But those vessels basically contain the energy that concentrates from tragic events that happen at the location. I mean, it could even be like a graveyard or whatever. These are the primary collectibles. Like I said, there's going to be several different types of collectibles, but this is what you're primarily going for, the vessels. Equipment, that'll come later, but you use your money, like, besides, you know, paying your bills, your spiritual therapy, which I will explain in a sec, and your debt, you can buy equipment to help you, you know, explore for longer, explore different types of locations, and maybe, you know, other things. I'm not sure quite what else I want to do quite yet, but, like, I want to have a, you know, a limited equipment selection that you can choose from and take with you to improve your hunt, essentially. You will have sanity that will basically act as your health. So when you grab a vessel, you lose some sanity. Other types of collectibles will either lower or increase your sanity as well. Special equipment will help increase your sanity or maybe do other things. I'm not sure quite yet. 0 sanity means you pass out. You're not dead, you're just passed out. It ends the night, so you lose out on the hunt. You lose everything. All of the items just mysteriously disappear out of your inventory because, you know, there's got to be a lose state here if you somehow pass out. We're not going to have AI, so this sanity is basically the thing you want to keep an eye on, and you want to avoid going down to 0. So you lose everything if that happens. So I think one of the ideas that I want to do for this is you're going to have, obviously you're going to have this extreme debt, which is why you're a vessel hunter. You're also going to have your everyday bills as well, and you're also going to have to do spiritual therapy. That is so that you can remove that energy off of you because it takes a toll on your body. So the hunts are limited to once a week. That's it. And you have to do a therapy session between the hunts. Otherwise, it, you know, takes a toll on you. I might have the option to even skip it if you want to save money. But there will be consequences. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what they are yet. I'm still, like, you know, thinking about all that stuff, but over time I will add to this document when I have that idea, whether if it's on stream or off stream. I'll add to this over time. So you need to do these, or you're going to, you know, reduce your sanity or whatever. I'll work that out later, but you need to do these in between, and you have to pay for that at the end of the month. So every month is kind of like, here are your bills for the month. You got to pay them. Your debt, their therapy, all that. So you need to do enough hunts in order to pay for everything, but also buy better equipment, upgrade them, whatever. I'm still working on a couple of things, and that's actually what today's stream is going to be. It's probably not going to be too long. I do not want to get in the engine today. Actually, I should close this so it's not running in the background. I'm not getting into the engine today. I will start that next week. Today, I want to go through and actually fill this in a bit. So, let's start. Should I start with the game world? Because if I do game world now, that means I got to go in to Unreal and start looking through assets. So let me do that first. Yeah, let's do game world. First, I'm going to cover this up because I don't want to show the other game projects I'm working on for Ice Vein because I technically am not supposed to. I just want to scroll up a bit and cover what's up above, you see? I don't want to show that. Okay. Oh, hold on. I need to do something else as well. Give me 1 sec. Hello, Daniel. Welcome. We're making a game, kind of. Slowly but surely make a game. And I will be doing these streams every other Thursday. And if I feel like it, I might do a stream on the in-between Thursdays. We'll see. I need to pull up that document of assets. I've been maintaining this for maybe a year or so now, maybe more. These are basically all of the assets I have, either free or from Unreal, like from Epic Storming. I was about to say, why does this sound so familiar? It's a Pokemon song. I'm playing some royalty-free music. By the way, you're not going to get any ads because this music would require me to find the artist and credit them, and I'm not doing that. So this is an ad-free stream. So please leave a like on the live stream. Okay. Here we go. We got lots of different assets and environments. I think it's probably better to look at environments first. I will do this actually. Okay, as long as I don't show the game projects. So let's look at environments. I don't want to do stylized for this. I'm definitely not interested in that. In fact, let me move this column over. There we go. So we got realistic props and realistic assets here. We're gonna go everything on the right because that's more stylized, like blocky, cell shaded, low poly, stuff like that. And there's more assets in here. There's a lot more in here than just the props and environments. A lot of this was free. A lot of it was free. I don't know how Unreal or how the Epic Game Store is making money. Like specifically the Unreal Marketplace. But holy shit. I think it's probably subsidized by Fortnite. Most likely. Because they give out a lot of assets. And the free monthly ones are often like several dozens of dollars to hundreds of dollars. And they're completely free. So primarily what I'm looking for is location environments. So a house, villa, cabin, maybe a mansion or something like that. A warehouse even. I mean, you never know. A warehouse could be haunted for any number of reasons. Tragic accident kills a bunch of employees. Uncover the, you know, the horrible conditions and works like the workplace safety violations. You know, that sort of thing. It could be anything really. And depending on how far I want to go with this, like how big I want the world to be, I could do international traveling. There was a series of Korean themed environment assets released. I got them all in case I ever wanted to use them for anything. This could be perfect. I could, you know, could set up like a map and you can choose to fly to South Korea. It's going to cost you more, but you're going to go to a location with more vessels, more items of value. So that could be something I do. That's always an option. So I have all those assets. I think they were, you know, funded by the South Korean government, which is pretty cool. I did just get this one actually. That was one of the free ones from last month. In fact, let me look at the free ones for this month because it's. Oh, I already grabbed them. Never mind. Here it is. It's from this month. I'm an idiot. So I got a post-Soviet village. I'm curious. This could work, but you know, if I choose this, then I have to go kind of with a Eastern European vibe for the base game. So that means I can't do like the Korean building or some kind of like, I don't know, other types of locations. If I choose this as one of the locations for like the early development of the game, then I've got to, you know, choose other locations that match this. So Eastern European. It could be a castle. It could be, you know, some other type of architecture. But I kind of like this one. It could work. It says village, but I'm only seeing like one house. Okay, there's some sheds. There's an outhouse. This could be an option. I'm not too sure if it comes with like a map, a pre-made map with everything. It might come with all the vehicles too. Usually when they, okay, yeah, there's these little like store sheds or store buildings. Yeah, it does look like it might be a pre-made map even. Ah, here we go. We can, yeah, this is what I was looking for. These are all the different assets. So there's probably going to be a pre-made map with what was I going to say? Pre-made map with a, you know, a village that the developer of this asset pack set up. So how do I exit out of this? Ah, there we go. So now here, yeah, I can see all the different assets. It looks, yeah, they have different types of materials for some of the buildings. This could work, but like I said, if I choose this, I have to pick a few other asset packs that are vaguely Eastern European, I guess you could say, or just European in general. I'm not sure if I want to do that, but I will keep that in mind. So I'll do that down here, actually. Assets. Okay. Is this Minecraft music? No. Do you know why these vessels are worth what they're worth yet? I have an... Yes, yeah. So... the story's kind of in my head, but like... if I want to get it all out in detail, I gotta write it down. Basically... the energy can be extracted in specific ways and used for specific purposes. I'm not sure if I want to do like, you know, it's a taboo, you know, thing to do, like to go vessel hunting and sell the artifacts, or if I want to do like it's illegal or something like that, like it's an underground black market thing. I'm not too sure yet, but basically the assets, the artifacts, the vessels go to someone that is capable of extracting that energy, and then they use that for different types of things. And that might tie into, say, items that you could purchase to increase your sanity, and you get the money from actually, you know, giving them the assets. Something along those lines. I'm not too sure quite yet. Like, what exactly is it that makes them valuable? But I think I just want to go with that. It think of it as like, I'm trying to think, but honestly, I can't think of an example. Not off the top of my head. Yeah, I think that's like the best explanation I can give right now. Because I don't have all the story details quite yet figured out. But you're selling it to someone or a group of people that can find value in that energy. I don't know quite yet. I will figure it out though, for sure. Let's actually put that in a note in there. And I will answer that as I go. That'll just be a note for myself. Russian text. Okay. I gotta be careful here. If I go to library. Okay, cool. Phew. I don't want to go to library and it shows all the games up there. I don't want to, you know, break the contract or anything. Modular Old Town. Oh, I guess I can click here. Actually, let's just do this here. This was free, I think, last month. Yeah, this is what I was looking at. This is also vaguely European as well, but a very different style. I don't know what kind of architecture this is. It's definitely European. I just don't know where to put it. Could be like Mediterranean for sure. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, this is giving Mediterranean a little bit. Or maybe like, I want to say Spain or Italy. I don't know. I've been to both countries and honestly I don't remember much about the architecture. That's a possibility. It's modular old town. And, you know, graphically, they're not far off from each other. Obviously, they're very, very distinct looking locations. But they're relatively realistic, so they would match graphically wise. I have Mediterranean coast. Let's see what that looks like. I can't spell. Oh, like literally the coast. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we're not gonna... Nope. Okay. Science fiction Valley Town. This might be a little too far off. I'm curious. Oh, wow. Okay. Literally built into the valley wall. I'm good. Okay, Lookout Tower? I want to see what that looks like, because it could work with the post-Soviet village. Shit, which one is it? Because it's got to be the one I have. I do have this one, okay. I don't know if this will fit with the Soviet village. No. No, definitely not. Maybe, hold on. I need to look at that still. Okay, that maybe. And also I could take all these assets out of the watchtower itself and replace it with the post-Soviet stuff. It could work, but I'm not too sure. We'll see. No, I'm looking through here. Windmills. Oops. Windmills slash nature. It's not coming up. What? Okay. Interesting that it didn't come up. I would say this is more like North American for sure. I guess like this shed could also fit with the post-Soviet. We'll see. I don't know. What does this do? Okay. I'm scared it's gonna like go back to the top and show the games. Right now I'm going Venice. What if I just go straight up European with this? Fast building. Problem is these need to have interiors. If not, I don't know if I can do this. These don't look like they have interiors. It looks like it's just like a location. Yeah, no interiors, then we're not going to do this. Place idea, Israel. Well, if I have an Israel-based asset pack, sure, why not? Museum environment kit. Oh no. It's gonna be Night at the Museum all over again. It could work. How does spell? Environment. Why? Game. Keyboard. Environment kit. Jesus. I can't spell. Holy shit. This will probably be like a preset museum too. This could work. I'm thinking this would definitely be like a later game location. I think that might... Yeah, let's do like early game, early mid, and later game. Hello? How? Why can't I go to the, like, one over? What's going on? Okay. It's working, but, like, why can't I go... On Microsoft Word, you could do this. Why is this not working? You should be able to shift over to the left. What is going on? Do I really have to do this manually? This is so stupid. Okay. I could definitely see this museum being like a late game. Why? Why is it doing this? Oh, and by the way, all of these are gonna be at night. All of this takes place at night. It's not during the day, so it's gonna be a little scarier because of that fact. I will also have to do at some point go through and look for sound assets as well, and also like a texture pack for like icons, stuff like that. I've got a few of those probably laying around. And I can probably find some free ones. Okay. So yeah, we'll put that in there. Winter Forest set. That's definitely a typo. Palace Hall. Remind me again, what kind of game is this? You weren't here for it, so I gotta go through the whole spiel again. Basically, it is a cross between Phasmophobia and Lethal Company, where you're going from location to location looking for artifacts called vessels. The vessels basically contain the concentrated energy, concentrated spiritual energy that it normally flows freely in the specific world, but because of like tragic events and stuff like that, it concentrates at these locations. So you're trying to find the vessels to pay off your bills and debt and all that. You're going to be in extreme debt when you start the game, kind of like a crutch, I guess, to get you into the game. I want to just get the bare basic stuff into the game, the basic mechanics, and then eventually I want to do like the player story, tons of different locations, the crafting system, equipment, upgrades, stuff like that. This looks maybe a little too extreme. Yeah, definitely that's a no for me. Oh, what does the safe house look like? Because that could be the location that you are, You live in? Oh, that is not what I was expecting. I guess it could work if I like cleaned up all of the random shit in there. I would have to get rid of that flag if we're gonna go European. Probably get rid of that, whatever that is. Yeah, no, this won't work. I'm thinking of like, oh, it could be the safe house for the player, where they go to after their hunts. No. Cigar room. Now I'm intrigued here. Oh, it's like a tiny little room. Maybe this could work. Something like this. It doesn't necessarily have to be this room. I'm thinking of maybe like a tutorial. Like a tutorial level. It's probably not going to be that one, but I want to look for something that could work as a tutorial, I guess. Tutorial level. I don't know why I started at the bottom. This is kind of weird. Tokyo stylized environment. I definitely want to look at the Korean stuff as well. Did it say stylized? This should not be... in this column then. Definitely not, but no, that's not necessarily like stylized. It's realistic, but a little, you know, soft, I guess. If that makes any sense. It's in the right column. Just not what I'm looking for here. Oh, Ithris Cemetery. That's a big enough place. I swear my fingers are like... I think my fingers lost more brain cells than I did. Because of COVID. Oh yeah, no, this is a bit too into the fantasy realm. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, that's too fantasy. We're not going fantasy with this. At this point, I'm just gonna keep going backwards, basically. Wild West City, Wild West Town. I'm curious because the Wild West actually does have a lot of stories of hauntings. Those would be my favorite episodes of shows like Ghost Adventures, where they go to the West. What in the Borderlands? What the fuck? There's a blimp and everything. I mean, the assets are there, but I was expecting more of like a ghost town. This is like... Yeah, these aren't interiors, though. That's the problem. I need these to be interiors of some kind. So that won't work. Vintage room. Let's see what this is. Oh, right. I should have clicked that. Okay. You know, this could fit with the cigar room. I could piece the assets together. Oops. Yeah, it kind of matches. And I could mix and match the assets. And I definitely have other asset packs that could, you know, fit with this. And the other one. Okay, maybe this doesn't have to be like a tutorial necessarily. These kind of work together. Trying to find a couple, at least one more early level. I think, honestly, right now it's looking like I'm gonna go for vaguely European. Or just, I don't know, European in general. Because if I do that, then I think there should definitely be like traveling component, which also increases your cost of your monthly expenses essentially. So if I can find one more European style environment with an interior, I think that could be a good starting point. Just the first three. So let's see. Victorian house only exterior, no. Underwater world, no. Underground subway. I think I saw what it looked like. Absolutely not. Tropical, no. The bazaar. What? What is wrong with my... I think it's my keyboard, too. I can't spell. That also doesn't help. Ooh, no. Yeah, no. No, thank you. That is very far from what I'm trying to find. What in the Borderlands? Yeah, I know, right? It felt so weird because, like, you don't think of a western town being built into a pillar of rock like that. Just reminds me of a lot of some places you'll see in Borderlands. Since we're playing Minecraft music, can you play Backrooms still up? This is not Minecraft music. What time some type of horror game. Oh, yeah, you're giving Daniel some context. I'm going for horror, but I'm not going for spooky scary, if that makes sense. I don't want to go for the tropes, like jump scares and stuff like that. I'm going to avoid that. Abandoned castle could work, especially if it looks European in style. Pinestone forest. Spaceship interior? No. Shantytown slums. Now, when I think of Shantytown, I don't necessarily think Europe. Yeah, that's more like South American. Also, why does it look like it's straight out of Dead Island? No interiors, so that won't work. I guess some of these could work if they're outdoors. Like this one could work if it's like a confined area. It doesn't. If it doesn't have interiors, that's fine. I could do it on the outside of the buildings. But that one, the Venice one, won't really work because it doesn't, doesn't look or feel scary, haunted, or anything like that. This kind of matches a little, but let's go for interiors first. I'm sure I have enough. Oh, I'm about halfway through the list. Science laboratory, rural Australia. No. As much as I want to, no. Realistic forest pack, no. I actually might have a modular sea town. Problem is I already have the Mediterranean one. Or the vaguely Mediterranean one. It's not necessarily Mediterranean. Oh, but seaside town, this is gonna be no interiors. Yeah, I need something that shows interiors. Oh, an interior. I wish it would show more of the interiors. I don't know about that. Modular sci-fi village. Modular neighborhood pack. That doesn't look like it has the interiors. No, this is North American. This is American in general. Maybe Canadian, but no, this is too American. Does have interiors though. Wow, okay. See, the thing is, I would rather keep it to like one location if possible. Are there interiors? It looks like it. Yeah, there are interiors. This could work. I'll have to like look at it and see if there's like a big enough house. A pre-made one. If not, I might have to make one that's big enough. We'll see. And this could be, you know, maybe mid-game, late game. I don't know. Why is it doing this? I don't. This is the most Google Docs has pissed me off. What was this called again? Modular neighborhood pack. Why can't I spell? Is that right? Neighborhood pack. I don't know why every time I spell neighborhood or neighbor, it always looks wrong. Like it doesn't look like how it's spelled, I guess. I don't know if that made sense. Whatever. It just doesn't look right the way it actually is spelled. Modular industrial area. Let's actually see what that looks like, because that could work. I think my keyboard's also busted or something out. You see, like, I'm typing and the letters don't come up. Area. Oh, industrial area doesn't necessarily mean a building. It does have interiors though. You can tell, right? That's a Quonset, I believe, technically. Yeah, that has an interior. Okay, that's an interior. This could work. Yeah, this could work. Not sure what particular style this is, but it could be anything, really. Any place. Like if I put this in the middle of a jungle, it would look weird, but it would kind of make sense, you know? Kind of, not really. Modular industrial pack. Let's throw that in mid. Oh, area. Because there was a modular industrial pack, and that is not... I don't own that. What's there? Oh, building. Oh yeah, I'm not paying $25 for that. That's how much I would charge for the game. I'm trying to not buy anything here. Modular house. Actually, this could take the place of the modular neighborhood. If this is a big house, or has a big pre-made house. That would be great. Because then I don't have to actually build the levels out from scratch. I could just use the pre-made levels and, you know, maybe add an extra room or two. Change the props inside. Why is this not coming up? No. There it is. Okay, I've got houses to choose from. Ah, see that one in the bottom second slot? That one's pretty big. And if these have interiors... Oh, they don't look like they have interiors. Wait, they do. And I can find props to put in there. Yeah, this would work as well. Because they have pre-made building. They'll have a level with all the pre-made houses. That would absolutely work. Or modular house. It could be either or, but I think the modular house one would be better. Listen, that's Minecraft music. Alright. Listen here. Abandoned office, grocery store. Yeah, like really... It could be any location. The problem is I'm going to have to write something that fits with the location and also makes sense. Something happened. Some kind of tragedy. Murder. Sudoku. Workplace accident. I don't know. I have to write it basically for each of these locations. Gothic temple. Now hold on. Ah, fucking goddamn it. Modular Gothic temple. I'm an idiot. I have a lot of modular blanks, so... That's not really a temple. That's more like ruins. It even comes with a bunch of environment stuff. Yeah, this is like ruins. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Modular building set. Oh, fuck me. I should just look at all the modular stuff. I have a lot of it. Bank, Downtown West modular, Goblin Warrior, Loft Office. Actually. It looks a little fancy. A little too fancy. Yeah, no. I like that one. What does the subway train modular look like? Oh, it's just the subway. I was thinking, oh, it's the subway like station. Nope. It's just the subway. Medieval castle? See, this could work as well. If it all has interiors. I'm trying to avoid actually building out the levels. If there's already pre-made levels by the asset producer, then I'm just going to use that. Looks like there are interiors. This could work. This one would probably be the spookiest one. Yep. And would you say this is European? I think it's a little too... Well, to be fair, it looks a little too clean. You know, a castle in Europe would be absolutely decimated if it wasn't taken care of. This looks like it was built this century. Condition-wise. I don't know. Any castle experts here? Why am I speaking Spanish? It's changing from different games. I mean, I think this playlist does have like video game music, but it's like, what do you call it? Covers, I guess. People, other artists making their renditions of video game music. There was a Pokemon song earlier. Hopefully I don't get a fucking patent complaint against me from Nintendo. Even though that's not possible. That's not how music works. Copyright, not patent. But, you know, I'm just trying to make fun of Nintendo for being fucking assholes. Yay, Abandoned Castle. What are we trying to do? Oh my god. Are you not listening? We're looking for asset packs for the actual levels. Right now I'm leaning towards the early game involving European style style locations. So I've got the post-Soviet village. I've got the kind of Mediterranean, kind of Spanish or Italian house / villa. I'm looking at this castle here. I don't know if this looks European, but it definitely doesn't look, well, yeah, this would be European. Pretty much all castles of this size and type are European. Because the only castles that I can think of in like North America are not really castles, they're like forts, and they're very short and small. Like I'm thinking of the castle in Fallout 4, which has a real world component to it. It's an actual fort. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is European. This works. I don't know why I'm questioning myself here. We had a whole conversation about this like a few months ago with that one weirdo coming into the chat trying to make up lore for the Long Dark and passing it off as real. What is this again? Medieval. Castle modular. I gotta put volume 1 because it's very specific. Because I don't have volume 2 probably. I still don't understand. The albino was a larger font. What? What are you talking about? What is happening? Oh, I have medieval houses. Volume 2. Okay. Okay. Ooh, this is Skyrim medieval. I don't know if this would work because time-wise and technology-wise, it is modern day. Like we have this spiritual plane that exists in our world and all sorts of spooky shit happening, but it's still modern and there's technology infused with this energy that is going to be a component of the game. I don't know if this could work. I would have to write something to kind of like, you know, each location definitely is going to have a good amount of backstory to it, like why you're going to it, why it exists, etc. This, I'm trying to find a way how I can justify what looks like a village out of Skyrim. I guess when I'm thinking of medieval houses, I'm thinking of like Game of Thrones, like the buildings you would find within the castle, like the individual homes or castle walls, not necessarily a castle. I don't know. I'm having a hard time justifying that one. I just need... Actually, I got enough for the early. I think we're good on this for now. I can always come back and do this later. Ooh, see, here's a modular building. This has interiors as well, I think. Let me double check. Does it have interiors? No, I don't think so. But I think we can call it for that part. Modular guitar pack. Modular military operation. What does this look like? No. It's fucking fire range. Is that what it's called? Firing range from Black Ops 1? No, we're good. We're gonna move on from that. Old Town. Oh, that's the one. That's the vaguely Mediterranean / Italian / Spanish. I don't really know where to put that type of architecture, but it's like Mediterranean area. I like the suggestions, but it all depends on what I own. I'm not gonna buy a coal mine asset pack for this, unless you want to cough up the $80 they're gonna ask for. Well, that's about it for the modular stuff. I've got other things. Medieval dock, medieval castle. That's the one I just looked at. Log cabin. I forget I can just go here. Oh! It scrolled up way too high. You guys saw nothing. Arthur, we need money. We're going to Tahiti. That's what this reminds me of. Red Dead Redemption. See, the thing is, for some of these locations, don't necessarily need to show the outside or have an outside environment. This could be the tutorial, actually, instead of that cigar room. That cigar room starts to make less and less sense here. So I think, as of right now, let's go with, at the very least, like, my goal for early access should be this European vessel hunter, I guess. I'm not going to go straight into, like, translating everything into different languages. That will be something I do if I end up selling the game. But the story right now is you are in Europe as a vessel hunter. You're in extreme debt. You need money fast, so you're going to start looking for these vessels to pay off your debts. And you're in a European setting. Let's say that for now. I know right now we're looking at post-Soviet, which is like Eastern Europe. The second one is kind of like a Mediterranean location. And the medieval castle, I guess you could say, is like England, or I don't know. What other places have castles like that? Like, what other European countries have big castles like that? I'm not too sure. When I think of castle, I think of England or UK in general. I'm not sure about France or like any other countries like that. So let's replace this with the log cabin, because it kind of fits. I might swap out some of the assets to make it look a little more European. I don't know. I'm not an expert at like that architecture part of this. Like, I don't know. When we go in the engine, maybe I can get some feedback on that. Like, does this fit or not? But now that we're done with this, what is this called? Log cabin. Cabin. Can't spell. So that'll be the tutorial level, basically, and then you'll have the full village. Wait, was the full... Oh, shit. Was the post-Soviet village interiors? Why does it do that? Right? There's interiors, right? There's interiors to those sheds. Those have interiors. Why isn't it showing the actual houses? I don't think there's like interiors for the houses. No, definitely not. I guess it could still work. It doesn't have to be like a hard set rule that it has to be an interior. Oops. Yeah, I think that's fine. We can leave it as that. So we're going to start off with these European locations, and then later on, you're going to be able to explore further, such as North America or Asia or whatever. Because I got this modular industrial area. Oh shit, this should go here actually. The modular industrial area, you could say it can fit in multiple types of locations. I don't know. This very clearly I think the modular house is the one I'm gonna end up using, but clearly North American. The museum kit, I think I want to go with some like more like, I don't know, bigger, grander types of locations for the late game. And what I mean is like they cost more to go to. Because I do think that should be a component. You should be able to travel to these places that are further out at some point. Like as soon as you have paid off your debts and you've got money spare, you can go spend the money to travel further out into the world and hopefully find more assets. I'm just gonna look real quick here. I do have all the Edith Finch stuff, but I don't think that like we'll just look at the rooms. It's mostly just all the assets from the game. Really, this pack is going to be great for just props. That's all I'm going to really use it for, probably. I don't think I'll straight up use the rooms from the game. That would not feel right, I guess. Clothing and shoe store. All caps. It's screaming at me. It's a mall. No. City of Brass environment. City environment. Bunker. Oh, there's two of them. I have this one technically. This could work. This could be a later game place as well. Although I'm only really seeing like this big room here. And then a few different hallways. I'm not seeing like a bunch of rooms. I don't know. I'll have to look at it later, but I'll add it to the list. Bunker. The bank, I think it's a little too much in my opinion. There's a lot of banks. Bank building and interior, I'm an idiot. Does have an interior. No. I don't like it, no. Apartment tech props? Oh, okay, I see. I remember that. I think that's it. Modular Research Center. Okay, well, let's just stop there for now. Okay, I'm gonna put this away just before I accidentally showed the other stuff on there. I think this is a good start. I will probably add more to this if I find good assets. Right now, I'm not looking at this stuff. I'm looking at this because I already own these. They kind of work. I'm going to build the player's initial story around and the setting around Europe. I think that works. The log cabin will be like a tutorial. Something small, because it is like a singular building, a small building. Can I try some Vintage Story sometime? Is that a game? Are you gonna pay me for it? Go back to see what you jumped from. What? You didn't see anything good. You definitely didn't see it. Scotland, is that a response to the castle? I don't really know. French as well. Sans Bajans, for example. Is that a location? Okay. Can we get some Fallout-esque trashed interiors? Yeah, I will definitely be looking for, like... I probably have some. Tons of different asset packs for, like, just, you know, clutter, decor, whatever. To make the locations more lived in, interesting. Maybe not necessarily haunted, but, like, you know... It looks like someone used to live here. The castle is going to be a problem. Now that I think about it. Oh, this is from Stardew. I'm thinking maybe the castle, I've got to move it out of here. It's a problem. I don't have... I do have the... Okay, I do have the... Houses? House modular volume 1. I think it was something like that. I guess I could use those assets to add to the castle. But now that I think about it, the castle is way too much for this. I'll have to see what I can do. But every month I can get new assets. In fact, let's go in and look for free assets. I usually go in every few weeks and grab at least the free monthly ones, but I already grabbed those. But there's always new ones that are free, so I'm just going to click free. Newest first. So now that I've got this game in mind, let's pick up some assets that could work for this. Whether it's sound effects or visuals or UI elements, textures, props, whatever. I grabbed that the other day. That looked interesting. Ultimate footstep system. I don't know if I have a footstep SFX and VFX asset yet. This is just visuals. Okay. It does not have sounds. So I'd have to find sounds. And it's possible if I do find footstep sound effects, it won't work with this system. Footsteps are a pain. They really are. Can we go back, please? Okay. Oh, well, let me do this before I forget. So now we've got 100 per page. Is this still page 1 or 2? This is page 2. What am I confused about? Oh, from pure confusion. What are you confused about? Tell me. Like, the whole point of this is to develop the game alongside people so that I can get some feedback. If you're confused about it, that kind of means I'm doing a poor job at this. Right now, I'm just looking for assets for the game. This is definitely going to be single player. I do not have interest in trying to make a multiplayer game. It's mostly going to be story focused. That's why I want to do single player only. Oh my god, there is so much shit here. Honestly, a lot of this I just don't even know what it's for. Game animation sample. No, I won't need animations. Don't even need a character model, technically. That's not even going to be a thing you can see. Yeah. Sometimes a lot of these assets are just very, you know, you have to be in a very specific situation where you need it. A lot of this is garbage. We're getting to the frame gen yet? Frame what? To the frame gen yet? What is that? Frame generation? Why would I need to do frame generation? I'm not targeting 4K 60 FPS. I'm not doing that. Oh god. Train. Yeah, the grayed out ones are the ones I've grabbed. I think I've grabbed them all. Here, you can see some of the Korean stuff, the Korean assets that were made. There's a lot of them. Korea Heritage Service. Busan Film Commission. Holy crap, there's a lot there. But I already grabbed it all. Oh, I missed this one. No, don't need mocap. Game flow. Ah. Unity version control. Oh yeah, there was a huge announcement last week for Unreal. They're closing this store down, this marketplace, and they're opening a new one called Fab. And it's going to work with Unity as well. Interesting. I'm guessing they're going to do the same with other engines as well. But all this stuff I'll still own, technically. The ones that I've picked up. But this marketplace is going away and the new one's coming in. But there's some changes that are, you know, not great. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that I've already picked up. Of all the free stuff. Later down the line, I'll for sure have to go through and look for paid assets, see if they're cheap. If they're not cheap, like a few dollars cheap, I'm gonna have to put them on my wish list and hopefully they get a sale at some point. Unreal Basketball League? What the hell? Okay, I'll just go through this one and that's it. Yeah, these are plugins and you can just get those. Dungeon demo. Hold on. Plus 135 assets. These assets could work in the castle. Yeah. Yeah, these assets could work in the castle pretty easily. Maybe not the skeletons, but maybe there could be some skeletons. I need a way to like decorate that castle because right now it's very bare bones. I know I have tons of like assets for houses, interiors, living spaces. That could work for the other locations. The old town. Oh shit, I closed it. Whoops. Let me do this. The old town building also doesn't have a lot of assets in it. My bad. Do 100. What was I on? Page 4? Page 3? Yeah, I was on page 4. Got something to say about Argentinian engine Godot? No. No. Not really. You yippied. Why would you yippee on this stream? That's illegal. I've used it before, I've just never, I haven't used it in a long time. It'll probably get added to the Fab store at some point, we'll see. What was the thing I was looking at? This. Dungeon playable demo. Ah, the
that
fucking
guy who
lights.
drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
I'm start banning people. I would technically say it's realistic, even though it's a dungeon. Demo. What is it called? Dungeon playable demo. I assume those assets also are free to use. Right? It says 135 assets. Oh, if you previously purchased these packs, there might be some overlap with this pack. I don't know if this means I can technically use these assets. Maybe yeah, because if it was a demo, why is it here? On the store. If it was a demo, it would be in the, you know, Epic Games Store. Which, in that way, you can't, you know, see the assets and reverse engineer everything. No, yeah, I would be able to use this. Yeah, I should be fine. Okay. Oh yeah, there was a lot of military stuff too. Okay, that's it for that. Let's just get out of the Epic Games Store or Marketplace or whatever. So, okay, I'm gonna go out there and smack my brother in the face. So let's start with...
Oh, I got lumbago. It's very serious.
I hate you guys. Okay, the start of the game, European, with a few locations, few nearby locations. I definitely need to get more, you know, packs that work with this concept, I guess. I don't think 2 is going to be enough. Maybe this has to come up here again. I don't know. We'll see. I guess I could also throw in the bank, and there was that other one, the Palace Hall, I think. I mean, it's gonna be hard to convert this into something for this game. I don't know. I mean, if it's nighttime, problem is I don't have the knowledge, nor do I want to spend the effort to make the assets look, you know, old and dirty. That's the problem with this location. Oh, almost showed a titty there from the statue. But the bank, yeah, the bank's the same way. It's just too clean. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's gonna fit. Okay, so European with a few nearby locations to start. Hold on. More types of locations from around the world as you play. What else do I need to add here? Goddamn, the phone's in the way. Each location will have its own story to tell. And unique environment. I don't really know what else to put in here. Characters is just gonna be one character technically. It's you. Maybe two, but I don't know if the vendor that you're going to go to is going to matter that much. Like I don't know if I have to make them a character, I guess. I don't have a name for them right now. Player character living in let's just say Central Europe. Germany maybe. I don't know. I do want to try to find a place for this person to live. Let's just put Europe. Also, I don't have to use real world, you know, words and locations. It could be my own world where all of these like clearly not matching locations kind of exist in, you know, decent distance of each other. I don't know. We'll see. Living in Europe, the player takes on a massive amount of debt. The debt results... I don't know why I'm putting this in, like, multiple. Let's put it in one. Resulting in them becoming... Can't type for some reason. A vessel hunter. So yeah, the core reason why you're a vessel hunter is because you went into debt. There will be a personal story. I'm not going to fill this in too much. Do I want to write any of that now, though? No, we'll leave it as that for now. Story. Okay. The basic story. So, in the world of vessels, that's the temporary name for now. I don't know what it'll actually be called, though. But that might end up being it. Who knows? The spiritual plane exists with the material plane. And okay. And can be, let's say, like, I'm thinking about like why the vessels are valuable. What are they being used for? Can be extracted to create, I don't know. What do we do with this? Because I do want this to be a modern world. I guess we could also, I could like write like the history of the vessel hunters. This could be a practice that is, you know, ancient, but you're in modern times. Well, now that I think about it, it could be a singular location with... No, but then I would be going open world. Like, I'm thinking, what if I made what if I made this like fully medieval? You're in medieval times. It's not modern times. No. Let's just stick with this. For now. If it changes later, then... I shouldn't lose a lot of work. Hopefully not. The actual coding should be fine. The story would be different then, but... Spiritual plane exists with the material plane... This allows spiritual energy to concentrate in places of great emotional distress or tragedy. With great in places. Hold on, I'm trying to think of the sentence structure. This does not seem right. In places where tragedy takes place. English is hard. Concentrates in places where tragedy takes place. Emotional distress, murder, and, you know, what else? And war, I guess, because that could work for the castle or the medieval village or whatever I end up doing there. Create. So emotional distress, murder, war, and other types of tragic events lead to the creation of vessels. These artifacts carry the energy from these events, giving them a value. Again, this is where I get to that other note. What is the value here of these items? Of the vessels? I'm trying to think here. I think that's something I need to cook on. That's like, I need to like sit down and actually write the idea. Creative writing style, not on the spot. Let's just skip to the player part. Oops. Player character. What am I trying to say here? Player character. Only. God damn it. What am I trying to say here? Like, how am I trying to say it? I'm trying to like tie into why you're why you're looking for the vessels. First of all, I should probably put vessel hunters seek these artifacts for their value, but risk losing their sanity. With each hunt comes the risk of what? I guess if you, I mentioned it before, if you go on these hunts, you have to do spiritual therapy in between the hunts, and you can only do them once a week. And
Well, I got lumbago.
God damn it, I'm gonna turn this off next stream for the next one of these. This was a mistake. Let me turn this off now, actually. So if I do allow you to skip the therapy, then I guess you could run the risk of death, like complete death. Yeah, I think if you pass out too many times from this without getting your body cleansed, you run the risk of complete like full death. Risk of dying without cleansing. Spiritual. Hunters to keep themselves from succumbing. How do you spell it? There it is. To the energy of the vessels. The energy given off. The energy absorbed, or no, just because if you pick it up, you absorb the energy, then that should devalue it. So coming to the energy of the vessels, let's just say that. Okay. Last resort, after amassing a large amount. I can't type, dude. Is becoming a vessel hunter. allow them to quickly pay off their debts, but at a great risk. Okay. I need to figure out the why the vessels are important. What's the use of this energy? There's going to be some kind of use to it, of it in the world. And I need to figure that out. That part of the story. Target audience. This is just something that I noticed that a lot of design docs have. I don't think it's necessary for me to put it in, but I should probably do it if I'm planning on releasing this eventually. This is definitely going to be an early access game, by the way, if it does end up releasing. I don't know when that's going to happen, though. That's going to be a while from now. So let's put horror genre with a story component. So fans of games that fit these descriptors. Let's get rid of that period. Inspired by Phasmophobia and Lethal Company. Oh, right. I should probably put a single player up here and single player down here. This will be a single player game, though. If this game came out, like theoretically, came out on in early access, theoretically, if it did well, theoretically, I got a bunch of feedback. This is a lot of theoreticals later, and people were clamming for co-op. Then I would consider doing it, but right now it's going to be single player. Single player story component inspired by Phasmophobia and Lethal Company. I don't know what else to put here. I'm not too sure. I think what I want to do here actually is this will be my, what is it called again? Minimum viable product, I think. MVP. The minimum viable product. So the minimum viable product is 1 tutorial level and 3 early game levels. So for, okay, early access. I'm just going to do the early access for now. The whole point of this is to see if I can get a game out by myself. Stories for each of the included levels. So that would include notes, photos, newspaper clippings. That might not work. Some of these things might not work for, like, say, the castle. Like, I think the only thing that can work for the castle is like a note, or maybe text that's written on the wall, something like that, etc. Vessel hunting. Well, hold on. Okay. Exploring locations and finding the items within. So that would be, I don't know why I deleted it earlier. Vessels is the number one thing. And that would include rarities, so think of like, you know, like rare, legendary. Probably not the same verbiage though. And these will be like location based. So you're not going to find the same types, the same ones that look this, you know, appear the same from one place to another. Okay. Story items. So yeah, this would be like notes, photos, newspaper clippings, etc. And then I do want something called like a grand vessel or something along the lines of that, which is part of the story. Think of it as like the unique one for the location. There's definitely going to be some puzzles in here. That's not how you spell it. I think the puzzles are going to be kind of important so that, one, to extend the gameplay a little bit, so that's not just exploring, but two, so that you don't find like the rarest stuff right away. I definitely want some puzzles in here for sure. Paying debts. Spiritual therapy. And oh. Yeah, this all goes in here. Location selection. Yeah. It's kind of out of order, but it's fine. Location selection, spiritual therapy, paying the debts. I think that's it. This is the minimum viable product, or the MVP. I want you to be able to explore, at the very least, 3 early game locations. They're all vaguely European. I'm starting off with that particular setting, and then later on we will get to further out, like more distant, different, unique locations. So those 3 locations and their stories, and then the tutorial level as well. While you're exploring, you're also looking for vessels of varying rarity, and also the vessels are unique to the location, so you're not going to find like the medieval stuff in the post-Soviet village. Then also there's going to be story items, which include, you know, it depends on the type of location. Oh, I guess it could throw in like a book for like the medieval location, but I need to get a book asset for that. And then also the grand vessel, which is like the most important one for this story. But that is going to be, the whole point is you're probably not going to uncover the story all in one hunt. You're going to be limited based on your sanity. You're also going to be on a timer. Okay, I need to have the time. Yeah, I need to mention that here. Puzzles. Okay, this is actually, I don't know why. This should be over here. Yeah, these are all separate. Puzzles and timer. Let's say it's not timed. Between 10 p.m. and I don't know, 5 a.m. How many hours is that? 7 hours? Let's say 9 to 5. The opposite of the Dolly Parton song, because it's PM to AM. Let's say that's the time frame. You are limited to that time. You're not going to find everything. And also sanity. Sanity. Paying your debts. Okay, so sanity. Interacting with vessels. Decreases it. Special items. Special, let's not put special. Other types of items that can increase it. Paying your debts. Let's call it paid bills. Paying bills. Because one of your bills is your debt. Travel. And then everyday expenses. There's going to be some math to that. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Just the mechanic of this, basically. I don't know, like, how far I want to go with that. Because I'm also trying to avoid voice acting. Trying to avoid cutscenes. So I think this might just be like, do you want to do your spiritual therapy? Click on a button, and then, you know, it shows the time is passing or whatever. And then you have, you know, the bill to pay for that later. But I don't know if I want to go for like a cutscene with the character talking. I'm not an artist, so I could do like a 2D panel on screen and dialogue in the bottom, but no voice acting. There's some options, but I don't have the capability of doing all that. I don't have the capability of adding in custom stuff. I don't have the know-how, the tools for that. So I'm gonna have to find a way to work around that. And probably just make this as bare bones as possible. Which kind of sucks, but I'm not very versed in like 2D art. I can do some basic things, like maybe make some icons, but not like a full-blown panel for like a cutscene or something like that. And then location selection. I think that's it. That's the MVP. The minimum viable product. This is what I want for early access. This is the core of the game. After that, there is much, much more. Let me just make a quick list of post early access. Very quickly. This doc is very out of order, but I will fix it later. Post early access. We're going to have player story component. May tie in. Why am I doing this here? May tie into the therapy, the spiritual therapy. I don't know yet. We're gonna have mid tier and late, or I guess mid game and high and late game. Locations. Equipment to make vessel hunting. Not easier, but less risky. Equipment to purchasable equipment. Let's and upgradable to make vessel hunting less risky. Craftable consumables to use during a vessel hunt. This word is going to be a pain in the ass to type every time. To use during a vessel hunt, and that could have any number of different effects, like increase your sanity, give you more overall sanity, and like over past the maximum you have. Turn back time, that could be a cool one. I don't know, like give you an extra hour or something like that. Freeze time. Clairvoyance, so you can see like the amount of sanity a vessel could take away if you pick it up. Something like that. I don't know. I can think of many different types of effects these consumables can have. Spawned. Hold on. And then purchasable. Or spawning. Spawned in components for crafting. So you can either purchase them or spawn them, or find them by spawning. So eventually, there's not only going to be like just vessels and some of the story items that you can find. There's also going to be crafting components. And maybe if you're lucky, I might also throw in like a whole equipment as well. These equipment for sure are going to be spiritual in nature. That's kind of the point. Like, they're supposed to make it easier for you to go about your hunt, easier for you to avoid losing all of your sanity for the day. I think for sure they have to have a spiritual component to it. So maybe that can tie into why the vessels are extra important. Like, I can think of an example of, like, say the spiritual energy is used for all sorts of modern technology, but it's very costly to maintain that technology. So governments around the world contract vessel hunters to go find these items, and then they offer, you know, services to help the hunters, say like the spiritual therapy, the vendors, whatever. That's an example of it. It's probably not going to be that precisely, but I still need to come up with a couple of the story elements. Particular, why are the vessels valuable? Not to the player, but to the world, to the story. Why are we going after these vessels? What is the value behind them and the energy that they contain? That is the last big thing I need to do. This document I'm going to be working on a lot. Off stream, on stream. I'm going to move some things around as well. But this is it. I'm just like, I'm happy about this, the MVP. That's very important. Besides your game concept, you also need to have an MVP, a minimum viable product. And this doesn't look, you know, too bad. A lot of this stuff right here, I could do UI work. Just a bunch of UI work. Like a menu. Basically, half the game is you in a menu. I know that sounds not great, but like, again, I don't have a lot of expertise in art. So cutscenes are out of the picture. Voice acting is also out of the picture. A lot of this can be handled just by going on a menu, pressing a button for your therapy session. Time passes, and you have a new item on your... you have a new bill, basically. Paying expenses, that, you know, that's a button press. Traveling, that's a whole menu. Like, you're gonna have a whole menu for your location selection, essentially. So yeah. This isn't terribly bad. The one thing I'm definitely worried about is getting the lighting right, because this is going to be at night, and how I'm going to handle the item spawning and the puzzles. That is going to be, that I think is going to be the biggest thing. The puzzles and the item spawning. How, basically I'm going to have to several different types of spawners, because one of them is going to have to handle like the vessels. Some of those may be tied to puzzles, so those have to be unique from like other things that'll probably come down later down the line, like the craftable, consumable stuff. I don't know, we'll see. All right, okay, you gotta stop doing it a lot because I think that breaks Nightbot. Also, there might be a timer, I don't know. That's it for the stream. I know it was a lot of, you know, paperwork basically, but that is like 50% of the design process, is writing down in a doc what you're trying to make. And the other half might be, you know, very quick, dirty iteration of some of the game systems. So that's where I'm going to leave it. For now, the game is called Vessels. It is partially inspired by Phasmophobia and Lethal Company. It's going to have a horror genre. It's going to, you know, it's going to be in the horror genre. It's going to have a story component to it. I'm not going for scary. I'm not going for jump scare. I'm going for horror tied to the story. Like, these locations are haunted, but like the stories might not be scary. They're gonna be sad, tragic, emotional. Hopefully there's a market for this. I don't know. And if this doesn't, you know, if I do end up selling this and doesn't do well, that's totally fine. This is a portfolio piece. Alright, that's it for tonight's stream. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you leave a like on the live stream, especially considering there were no ads on this and I couldn't play any ads because of the music. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Consider leaving a donation or becoming a member to help out with the development of the game or just the channel in general. That would also be great. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it. Like, I might end up buying some assets, so that would help a lot with offsetting it. But eventually I will need to like start setting up the world spaces and making sure it's fully decorated with whatever I can find or get for free or buy very cheap. So please consider that. You don't have to though. Reminder, Green Hell trailer. I will watch that after this. Sorry, I've been so distracted by other things. This was fun. I'm probably gonna go in the engine and start setting up some of these asset packs in the project, but next stream for sure I will be going into the engine. I will have some things prepped, like, you know, some ideas of what I want to do first, and we can actually start coding some things maybe. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going back to the video games. We're going to go to Raft. Well, I mean, technically I was working on a game today, but we're going back to Raft. And if you want to see more of this series, like indie game development on the channel, you gotta wait till 2 Thursdays from now. This is gonna be a bi-weekly thing on Thursdays. It'll probably be at 6 p.m. every time, but it might be earlier. We'll see. I don't know. And these streams are definitely gonna be shorter. Being a dev would be cool, mainly if you have a team with you. You'd be surprised at how difficult that can be. There's a reason why I'm doing this by myself, because I've always wanted to do it by myself, and I've tried it before, but never could get it off the ground. This time I'm serious. I'm going to do everything I can to make this a reality, an actual game to sell. All right.